To mark what would have been the People's Princess's 65th birthday, we're taking a look back at the remarkable life of Princess Diana through the photographs that defined her journey, and the lives of her sons, Prince William and Prince Harry. Joining me are people who knew Diana personally, photographed her, chronicled her story, and continue to celebrate her legacy. Together, we'll revisit the moments behind the images, from the fairy tale romance and royal wedding to motherhood, worldwide fame, personal struggles, and the lasting impact she left on the monarchy. Nearly 3 decades after her passing, Diana's influence continues to shape the modern royal family. This is Diana at 6'5", her legacy. I'm Matt Wilkinson, royal editor at The Sun. And joining me today are Ingrid Stewart, Arthur Edwards, and Bronte Coy. Welcome to all of you. Let's begin with our very first photograph, one that was actually taken by Arthur Edwards himself, and that's something you'll notice throughout today's discussion. The image was captured in September 1980, before Diana became Princess of Wales. Matt Ingrid, who was Diana at this point in her life. As Ingrid Stewart, at the time, she was still Lady Diana Spencer. She shared a flat in Coleherne Court with friends and worked at a nursery in London. Although she came from an aristocratic family, her grandfather was an earl. She was living a relatively ordinary life. Looking back, she had all the credentials to become a future royal bride, even if none of us fully realized it then. Matt is Arthur. You took this photograph. Did you already suspect this relationship was serious? Has Arthur Edwards? Yes, I did. I'd already photographed Diana with Prince Charles at a polo match earlier that summer, and later at Balmoral while Charles was fishing. It was clear this wasn't just another friendship. He was making an effort to keep the relationship private, which immediately suggested it was significant. Eventually, I tracked her down to the nursery where she worked. I asked if she'd be willing to pose for a photograph, and she happily agreed, asking if she could bring 2 of the children with her. We walked to a nearby park, and that's where I captured this now famous image. As soon as other photographers spotted us, they rushed over too. Later that afternoon, Diana came out and chatted with us. She was warm, approachable, and incredibly natural. When our reporter asked if she could talk about Prince Charles, she smiled and simply said, "No, I can't talk about it." Then he asked, "Did you tell your mother?" She laughed and replied, "Oh yes, that was all we needed to know." Matt asked, was she surprised by all the attention she was suddenly receiving? Arthur, she handled it remarkably well. She still drove herself around, did her own shopping, and spoke to photographers with kindness and patience. I remember telling her not to let the cameras upset her because that was exactly the reaction they wanted. She'd just smile and carry on. Even then, she had an incredible ability to connect with people. Matt, Bronte, you and I are a little too young to remember Diana in 1980, but when you look at this image today, what stands out? Bronte Coy, what strikes me is how ordinary she seems. She was still a teenager, standing at the beginning of what would become one of the most extraordinary lives in modern history. Looking back now, this photograph perfectly captures the qualities people would come to associate with Diana. Her warmth around children, her natural kindness, and that unmistakable shy expression as she looked up from beneath her fringe. It's almost as though she's wondering what lies ahead, completely unaware of just how dramatically her life is about to change. And remarkably, only a few months later, everything did change. By February 1981, Diana and Prince Charles announced their engagement, launching one of the most famous royal romances in history.